Hey guys, it's April from My Envy Co. and also the owner of the Eyelash Collective and Baddie Cosmetics Co. I've been in the industry since 2016 and I've created this podcast in hopes to entertain you guys, but also that it's helpful in some way for you, that you learn something or get some advice from us that might help you in your own business. Right, so I missed last week's episode because I was hoping that Tash, my friend from work, would be helping me read out these client conversations. Um, but she's so busy and I can never get this time in with her. So I'm going to have to read the conversation. So we're going to talk about text conversations that lash artists receive in their daily work and some of the annoying, funny, hurtful things that clients send to them via text message, and then we'll discuss like what you guys think or what I personally think. Yeah, so we'll go through it together. You guys can have a think about how you would react, and maybe you can resonate with this. Maybe this has happened in your own business or you've heard of this happening to other people, but maybe it'll help you if the situation arises in your own business. If anything, it'll be entertaining, I promise. Okay, so if you find this podcast, let's just get it out of the way. If you find it helpful, please subscribe. We release podcasts weekly, usually on a Monday or a Tuesday, and it's intended to help you guys in your own business or in your own lash careers where possible. So I like to hang out in lash groups. So on Facebook, there's a bunch of lash artist groups that you can go to that are like super helpful, or there's ones just for beginners, or there's ones just for lash lifting. So make sure if you're ever looking for advice, definitely go onto Facebook and just search groups that you can become a part of. We have our own group as well, which is mainly for our students, but anyone can join just for helpful advice. Now, we're going to start with this client who who messaged Tanya, and I'm sure this has happened to you guys before, but Tanya says, I do a lot of beauty business coaching, so DM me on there. Tell me what you think. What would you do in this situation? You know that the photo is old and they could be lying. Do you rebook them? Do you not? Okay, so she was kind enough not to reply and say, You're a liar. Um, but it's hard because, like, how annoying. She just wasted your time and she's also lied. All right, moving on to the next conversation. We've got Olivia, and she says, Why such unnecessary commentary? My prices are the same as every other lash artist in the area. And then she has put her screenshot of the conversation there. If you want to add color, it starts at $15 with a love heart emoji. Now, this is over in America. We're in Australia, so prices can be slightly different. So we're talking US dollars. The client replies, Thanks. And the client's replying at like 10:30 at night, which I find super inappropriate. But anyway, thanks. I am blown away at how expensive salon services are in South Carolina. I'm from California, where everything else is super expensive, but salon services are half. I don't know about you. I don't live in America, but I personally know that California is one of the most expensive places to get your lashes done. Like, especially if you're around like Los Angeles, Hollywood area, super freaking expensive. Like, classics are over $200. So I don't know where she's getting this information or who was doing her lashes in California for them to be half that price, but it sounds a bit ridiculous to me. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. If you're in South Carolina and you think those prices are super expensive, um, let me know. To me, it's not really about like who's around you or the area of what you should be charging. You should charge your worth. If you do a great job, you've paid for your courses, you've put in the experience and the time, you use your good products, then you should charge whatever you want because it's a luxury. Having beauty services like lash extensions is a luxury. So if she doesn't want to pay your prices, that's fine. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere cheaper. But the fact that people always like voice this, I don't know if they think like, I'm going to say that they're too expensive and maybe she'll give me a discount. I don't know. I don't know how people's brains work when they say things like just voicing negative opinions. What makes you think that these prices are too expensive? You're just one person. Anyway, that's one conversation. And I always hate when clients mention price because it's like, well, if you can't afford it, like, it is a luxury, so just don't get it done, especially not with me, because, especially with our salon, like we've got 6 girls, 6 lash artists and brow artists. and we've definitely put in the time to be able to raise our prices. We're not even the most expensive lash salon in our area. There's other competitors who are way more expensive, who take less time because all they're worried about is like herding clients in like cattle, getting them in and out as fast as possible, to maximize their money as much as possible. Whereas we spend more time, we don't cost as much. We're not the most expensive, but we're obviously not the least expensive. And also, as a salon business owner, you're paying wages to those lash artists so that they don't want to go anywhere. So you're paying them quite a lot of money to stay and work for you instead of going and working for themselves. So, prices are very important when you're trying to work out your wage percentage, what you're spending on staff versus what you're even making. Like, are you making any profit, or are you just like cutting clean like every single time? So, prices definitely don't depend on your competitors. It depends on your own business. So yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think about that one, because I'm sure everybody has got this message or this comment more than once before saying how expensive they are, or someone else charges less. I'd love to know how you handled it. But how we would handle it is, yes, we would explain, look, we've been in the business since 2016. We do a great job. We make sure we invest in our education. We invest in good products. Hey, Carissa, do you happen to have anything open for Monday, August 22nd in the AM? Also, I'd like to use the strongest glue you have available. I'll be traveling that week and need my lashes to last at least 3 weeks. Let me know. Thanks. Carissa says, hi. I actually don't work on Monday. I'll be out of town that weekend, the 19th to the 23rd. So your appointment on the 18th, which is right before I leave. And the client says, what time is it again? Sorry, I forgot. And Carissa says, 11:45. And the client says, okay, I'll keep it for now. Hopefully nothing comes up that I need to cancel or try to get a later time. I'll keep you posted. Okay, thank you. For one, I've never heard of anyone having to go to urgent care for chemical burn. Like, it is what it is. If it's your fault as a lash tech and you've taped them so that their eye is exposed, then yeah, that's going to be super annoying because you didn't do your job properly. But it's so common. It goes away in 3 to 4 days. I know it's painful and irritating and it's a dry feeling because it happens to me because my girls talk to me the entire time I'm getting lashed. So my eyes flicker, and every time, you place a lash, that chemical fume goes into your eyes and it irritates your eyes. This girl does look like it's quite severe, but I still don't think she would have to go to urgent care. And if she did, it was, like, she's probably just gone because she's worried, whatever. So anyway, Carissa says, oh my gosh, are you okay? And the client sends her a photo of her eyes. You can see that they're quite irritated. The client says, my eyes are on fire. I'm going to get prescriptions soon, so hopefully that helps. Carissa says, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. I hope that prescription takes the pain away. Truly, this hasn't happened to me before. I have had girls be allergic to the glue, but this hasn't happened to me yet. Thank you for telling me, and I'm so happy you went to the doctor. I mean, like, she's so nice about it, but like, she went to the doctor. Like, she could have just said, my eyes are irritated. What do I do? Anyway, the next day, Carissa says, hi, I just want to check in on you. How are you doing? Which is so nice. And the client says, I have conjunctivitis injuries and corneal abrasions in both eyes. So corneal is like the layer of skin that covers your actual pupil, if you guys didn't know, which you should. I have conjunctivitis injuries and corneal abrasions in both eyes from the eyelash adhesive burning through my cornea, the doctor said. Burning through. It burnt through her cornea. I doubt it. Please refund me the cost of my appointment. Yeah, no, that's not happening. So I even saved some of the comments, and some of the comments say, this is really sketchy. Her lashes being gone is a red flag. So she's obviously removed them. Professional glue should not be giving her chemical burns like that unless it actually gets in her eye. Well, this is why I sometimes hate beginner lash groups, because people who don't know what they're talking about are just giving advice willy-nilly, because it's absolutely not true. Professional glue can give you chemical burns, and it's not because it gets in their eye, not because the glue actually gets in their eye. But anyway, whatever. If she felt discomfort during the appointment, she should have said something so that you could make the adjustment. I feel like she's not giving you the whole story. I honestly think it's a bit shady too. And usually when your client's in that much discomfort to give this kind of severe chemical burn, they would say something or they would tear up. So if you've not noticed, that you're not doing your job properly, but it is what it is. Another comment on there says, all this advice scares me. Girl, just tell your insurance and let the girl know insurance will be contacting her doctor and filing a report. I feel like that's a bit wild. I don't know why that would need to happen, but my girl Alejandra, she says she's lying to get a refund. She didn't go to the doctor. Either way, you don't need to refund. She signed a contract and it is a cosmetic procedure that does not naturally belong to the body, so anything can happen. Again, super extreme comment, but for me, she's done her job properly. Unfortunately, she has got chemical burn. You can offer her to say, it's such a tough one because if she's not lying and she has gone to the doctor and the doctor has told her all these things that's wrong with her, she's got conjunctivitis, she's got corneal abrasion, it could cause some long-term damage, then yeah, that would be something different. But as far as chemical burn, like in the 6 years that I've been in this industry, I've never had anyone, like someone's been like, oh my God, I'm having a reaction, allergic reaction to the chemicals. I need my lashes off. And you ask them for the photo. Simple. See this photo, you can see that it's all coming up from the bottom. So sorry, it happens. Sometimes it happens when you have caffeine, your eyes shake. I know I'm very good. My girls are pretty on top of it. Like if they're taping the eyes open by accident, they know to look for any signs. They know to check the iPads. But if for whatever reason you didn't, you would just say, so sorry, don't worry. You can use some eye drops in the meantime, as long as the pharmacist is happy for you to do that. It will go away over the next few days. I don't know about the conjunctivitis part. I feel like that's bullshit. But anyway, conjunctivitis is usually an infection, which, how can she get an infection from chemical burn? Anyway, it's one of those things. Again, you don't want to call them a liar, but you also don't want to give them a refund. So you can say again, I'm really sorry. I put in that time and product into the service. We don't allow refunds. Chemical burns are generally something that do happen regularly when the eyes are exposed at the time of lashing. And you would be happy to have her to come back, have a free set, make sure that it doesn't happen again. That's all you can do, as long as you've offered some sort of solution to fix it. But for me, I'm always like you're not getting a refund, especially if you're being shady like this. I've even had someone get their boyfriend, who's a lawyer, send me an email from their lawyer account and tell me they're going to sue me if I don't give a refund because she wasn't happy with her lashes and refused to come back and let us fix them up for her. But anyway, it's one of those things. You do have to offer a solution, have to be professional, don't call them liars, don't go out of your way to stoop to their level. You just have to be firm and professional, offer to fix it, and if they don't want to, that's up to them. And everyone's always worried about getting a bad review. Turn your reviews off on Facebook if you don't want any genuine reviews. But if someone writes a bad review, you can just comment back in reply and just explain the situation so that anyone who comes along wanting to read the reviews, which I feel like no one does anymore anyway, especially if they're on Facebook. But if they read that review, they can say that you've replied, told them your action, that you tried to give them a solution to the problem, and they refused to take that solution. So that's always the way. I don't offer refunds because the girls have all, like myself and the girls, have already given their time and product. They've not done anything wrong as far as we can prove or tell. And chemical burn is a regular thing that happens. So, I mean, if she sent a photo showing the conjunctivitis and the doctor's report saying that she had corneal abrasions, then yeah, maybe I'd be giving a refund. But at this point, no, seems dodgy. All right, you guys let me know. Feel free to send me a DM. I would love to hear about it. Okay, here's another one. This happens like quite often, actually. Okay, so the conversation, it starts with the client. Client's texting saying, all right, I want to book I want to book full set classic lash service appointments for eight ladies coming for my sister's bachelorette party on August 21st, 2022. And the ladies will come in 2-person a day, having service one after the other, which makes the services run for 4 days before the event day. The lash tech says, okay, what I could do is do 3 girls on Monday and then 3 on the Tuesday and the remaining 2 on Saturday. The client says, okay, I would have to discuss, but am currently in the hospital in intensive care receiving treatment. Like, intensive care, why are you texting you, lash tech? Anyway, intensive care receiving treatment, and due to this, I am told to stay away from phone calls for a while. Hope I can fix things with you via text. The lash tech said, if she didn't think this was weird by now, something wrong. Anyway, Lash tech says, yes, we could discuss it through text, but due to the amount of people and time it would take, I would require a 50% non-refundable deposit for all of the services in case no one shows up. If they do show up, the deposit will go towards the total. Those appointments would fill up 3 days of work, and I just need an insurance of some kind. Now, this girl asks if this is a little shady and if anyone has heard of this before. So we go down into the comments on this Facebook post with the text messages, and someone straight away says, scam. I have 6 text messages from different wedding coordinators and model agencies all in the last week. Another one says, this same message is circulating, it's fake. Another one says, yes, it's a scam. I'm a licensed cosmetologist and this scam has been going on for at least 10 years. They do this with all beauty services. I had them reach out to me via Google. Anyway, what? Someone says, this is the scam they run. They find out where you live, they come kidnap you, and then they sell you for sex, use you as a drug mule, harvest organs. There's documentaries on this. This is also my clients don't have my personal number. Oh, this is also why my clients don't have my personal number, and the only way to contact is through my social media. Someone says human trafficking does happen in the UK too. Kidnap people for sex. Modern day slavery. Rochdale was classed as human trafficking. Thankfully, Melissa clears it up and says, it isn't a human trafficking scam, it's a money scam. They accidentally send too much money, so you have to send it back, and then they hack into your bank account when you send it back. But so you may not necessarily take a deposit. Like, that person can just like have a bank account that they transfer all their money into, like say a savings account like I do. And I only transfer money across as I need because I have so many direct debits coming out that I only want them to take the money out when I know that they're coming. So someone can just like empty their bank account into their savings, keep it there, and you try and take a no-show fee and it declines. So I just don't see that, for me, and in my business, I don't see the perks of even keeping credit cards on file anymore because people don't even pay it. So anyway, that's on another thing. But yeah, she held her ground, said she needed a deposit, said she needed a card, and they said they're in intensive care again. It's like, if you're in intensive care, like you're like probably like dying, you're probably not even stable, but all right. So if you guys get that message, you know it's circulating, it's a scam. Do not give them a refund or take their money or give bank details. Okay, so another lash tech posts in the Facebook group and it says, I'm losing hope in doing lashes because I get messages like these. I don't know what's happening with my sets not lasting. I did my friend's lashes July 21 and her lashes are still full and she has no complaints. It's like some of my lashes are lasting 2 weeks plus and then some aren't. Everyone's asking me what's my prep before I start. I literally do everything. I wash the natural lashes, blah, blah, blah. So then she has this conversation here. Hey, this is the client. Hey, I just want to let you know one of my eyes has completely shedded almost. I'm not even gone pressed to get it fixed, but it ain't even been a whole week and that's $75 and 2 hours gone down the drain. I don't know why this is happening, but it ain't right. Okay. Some grammatical things wrong with that text message, but that's that. She says it ain't right. So in this instance, you would always tell them, especially if they're a new client, if anything happens that you're unhappy about, make sure you get in touch with me in the next few days. So ours is 4 days. We have a 4-day guarantee. Come in for a free fix. We'll fix it for you. Also, make sure you're telling them your aftercare. Have it on the back of a business card. Give them the business card and their brush at the end of the appointment. So there's no way of them not knowing how to take care of their lashes. When it's been a whole week, It could be something that they're doing. So you really need to go through and troubleshoot like what things they're doing from home. But obviously, if it's like in the few days after the appointment, which she said it's been a week and she's, not said it's happened within those few days, then it could be her fault. And the fact that it's not consistent, like she's got clients who are lasting and who aren't, it could be things that they're doing from home. So always think about, is it happening to everyone? Is it a common complaint? Is it only happening to a few people? How are they living? What sort of skincare routine are they following? What sort of lifestyle do they live? Do they go to the gym a lot? Do they sweat a lot? Do they go to hot yoga? Do they do saunas? We'll be doing a separate podcast on retention and retention complaints and guarantees because it's quite a serious one. And I would hate for people to just tap out of the industry because they're like, thinking it's all their fault and there's nothing that can change it, because there definitely is. And I feel like as a trainer, I feel like there are trainers out there who are teaching people but not necessarily giving them the right theory behind the glue, their environment, and keeping, like good retention with their clients consistent. So we'll do a separate podcast for that. But has this ever happened to you guys? If so, what have you done to fix it? What have you said? Do you get defensive when someone says your lashes aren't lasting, or do you want to help? Obviously, you don't want to get defensive because it's not personal, but to them it's personal because they're spending money with you. So you have to figure out long term, how are you going to get longevity out of your lashes for them so that they get the best out of their money that they're investing in you. So let me know if that happens to you. I'm sure it has many, many times because every good lash tech has issues with retention at some point. Ginny says, I've been experiencing many no-shows, and the main reason to this is COVID. I feel really frustrated as it really ruins the flow of my day, and I don't know whether to charge them a 50% no-show or cancel fee. Okay, so she's put a text message there. It says, hello, this is a friendly reminder that you were booked in for a full volume lash appointment today. Will you still be coming today? Okay, so her appointment was at 1:30 and she's sending this message 10 minutes past her appointment time. Hey, the client says, hey, I'm so sorry. I thought I sent you a text this morning, but I must have had the wrong number. I did a PCR test a few days ago because I wasn't feeling 100%, and the results came back this morning and I have COVID. I'm so, so sorry. This is one of those instances where you just have to give them the benefit of the doubt because you can't tell them to prove it. And usually when someone's sick, like you don't want them to come in anyway. So I personally, and we personally at the salon, do not charge cancel fees, like no-show fees for people who are sick. Unfortunately, clients are catching on to this and they're just saying they're sick when they're not sick. But yeah, it's just about weeding out the good and the bad clients, putting like on Timely, our booking system, you can put down their no-shows and it'll tell you how many times they've done it. You can just say, look, next time you need to let me know in advance so I don't charge you a fee. So then that just kind of instills fear in them that next time they might have to pay a fee. So they might be more mindful of telling you in advance that they're sick. Like when you actually are sick, and obviously if it's COVID, like everyone's different. Either you're like half dying or it's like nothing, I feel. But if you actually have COVID, you're not thinking about like what appointments you have. You're just thinking about feeling like crap. So when you actually are sick, these things can happen. I know it's happened to me before. So yeah, just do your best to educate them on your policies and the fees that they may have to pay, and hopefully they become better clients. But if not, you keep track of their no-shows and you just tell them like, unfortunately, you've had too many no-shows, and you either pay the fees or you recommend someone else. You have to fire a client. What else? Even though I don't have issues with any of my other clients. So first red flag. She says she doesn't have any other issues with her clients, so it must be something this client's doing. Does it seem like she just wants a free fill? What do I do at this point? So the conversation, it goes, hey, I really hate complaining. Yeah. Both ends of my lashes are hanging and my eyes won't stop watering. Both ends of my lashes are hanging. Maybe they weren't close enough to the skin or something. When I used to get them done before, they never hung on the end, so I'm not sure what's happening. And she says, can you send me a picture, please? Are they watering all the time or anything during the day? Which is like kind of irrelevant because if they're irritated, they're irritated. Doesn't matter when they run. Client says it hangs low and hangs low, and they water all day and they burn. And she sent a photo. The lash artist says, I might need to go short. Spelling mistake. I might need to go short or make the fan smaller so it's not so heavy? Or are you using any eye drops or anything for your eyes? And the client says, no, I'm not. Savannah says, okay, so I don't know what happened with the water of the eyes, but I can ask my other lash girl and see with the lashes hanging low. I don't know. You don't say that. You don't say, you can think it and you can do it, but you don't tell your client, I'm going to ask someone else. It just makes you look incompetent. All right, so the client says, okay. And the lash artist says, okay, I will get back to your, I will, oh God, her spelling's so bad. Okay, I will get back to you tomorrow. Are you still taking hot showers? What? Well, she's taking hot showers. Oh my God. Anyway, so much wrong with this conversation, but we're on one topic. Client says, no, I'm not. Warm showers only, but they are watering all through the day and it burns. Lash artist says, have you washed them since they've been burning? Client says yes, which is great because sometimes it's glue residue, so she has given them a wash. She says, does that help? And she says, it helps at the time, but then like an hour later they water and burn. And I feel like they are watering so much they are coming out quicker. Again, the lash artist says, okay, I will ask my girl. I might need to use Bonder to help. And yeah, I will ask her what happens with watery eyes. How are your allergies? Oh, so bad. Client says, I don't have any allergies. Lash artist says, okay, no worries. I will get back to you tomorrow. Since I don't have this happened, I have to ask my lash girl. She has 10 years on me. I mean, the client at this point would be thinking like, well, give me your lash girl's number. I want to go to her instead if you're not educated enough to do my eyelashes. Like, it's your eyes. They're super important. So she's like shot herself in the foot saying she's going to go get advice from someone else. But all right. Client says, okay, thank you. Sorry. Lash artist says, no, it's okay. I don't have this happen a lot, so I want to make sure I get all the information, blah, blah, blah. Client says, you are the best. I'm sorry, I don't want to say anything, but them hanging is a pain. Like, if anything, should you just get her straight back in, look at them, take a photo. Why are they hanging? Probably because you didn't put them close enough to the skin. Anyway. Getting a gentle. So the lash artist says, the last thing I think really is getting a really gentle glue. Client says, I don't know. I just thought it was weird since this never happened before, or it's from hanging on the ends. Like, yeah, it could be because of that. Now the client has to message her again and says, hey, have you talked to your lash lady? And the lash artist says, I've messaged her, but she hasn't gotten back to me. She must be working. Client says, okay, sounds good. And then she replies, okay, she said that I need to go a little softer on the ends so I can either go shorter or I can use less lashes. And then she says, with the burning of the eyes, sometimes our eyes can just irritate when people rub them or stuff like that. And then the hot showers doesn't help. So then they're even more sensitive. So what I'm going to do is use even more sensitive glue. She said it will really help and she recommended a really good one. She's saying she's going to order a separate glue for this one person. How's that glue going to last? She's only going to come every 2 to 3 weeks, maybe. Anyway, client says, thank you so much. Hate to be a bother. I appreciate it. Do you have time to fix them this week by any chance? And lash artist says, I can do the lashes, but the glue isn't coming till next week. And she says, can I do Wednesday morning? I can wait for the glue, but I just can't handle the hanging. Fair enough. Like, the most annoying thing in the world is when you've got a lash extension hanging low, you can see it. It's annoying you. And she says, I can do Wednesday. I can't do Wednesday. What about Monday at 11:30? And she says, how long will it take? Because she needs to leave for work. And she says the fixing will take about 20 to 30 minutes. And client says, that sounds perfect. Can you add a few lashes for me? The lash tech says, I'll just kind of fix the end and see if that helps. She said, since the glue is the only thing you can't wash off, you have a reaction to that. All right, well, the client says, okay, understandable. How are you going to fix the ends? Take them off and redo them shorter. And lash tech says yes, and not as full. Client says, hey, since you are already going to take the ends off and still use the glue, can you please just add some in the right eye? So many have come off from the watery eye. I will just deal with the burning. It looks awkward, one eye fuller than the other, which is like so fine because that nothing worse than having an awkward unfilled eye. But anyway, so Savannah is being super difficult, I find. So unfortunately, since we already are having issues with the lashes and glue, it doesn't make sense to add more if your eyes are going to keep watering. If you really want me to, it's going to be 35 minutes for a mini fill, but willing to fix the ends for free. Oh dear. Yeah, she's not handled that right. She should have just fixed it for free and this lady would have been happy. But anyway, she's come for the appointment. She's done the lashes. She's done the fix. Made her pay for $35. I don't even know how she works out that price, but $35 to fix one eye. They were irritated. They were burning. She was going to fix the ends that are hanging too low, but is going to charge her to put some extra lashes on, which I just feel like just do it. Like, it's not going to take long. But anyway, for me, I would have just fixed it within that time frame of the 4 days, and kept her happy, because she seems pretty reasonable. Like, she's saying what's wrong with them. She sent a photo and she just wants to come in to have them fixed. I mean, yeah, she's ordering a glue for this person, but it's just not going to last. You just can't keep ordering like different lashes or different glue for one client, because it's just not going to be feasible for you as a business. She should really address why they're getting watery in the first place. We have concerns about the work that was performed on my lashes. My lashes at this point are already falling out at a rapid speed, and this is unexpected and unexceptional. I do understand that these are extensions and they are not permanent. However, the product is already falling out. I would like to have a redo of the area where I have concerns. I am within 24 hours of service agreement, exchange of goods, which, like, why? She's saying service agreement, exchange of goods, but whatever. Please let me know your soonest availability to fix the areas of my lashes. And the lash artist says, good evening. I'm so sorry about that. I will take care of it for you. What is your name, and can you send me a picture of your lashes, please? The client says, honestly, you're like 30 minutes out of my way and I'm going on vacation and I don't really have time to come back. Didn't she just say she wanted to come back? I'll send you a picture of my lashes. Can you just give me a partial refund? Oh, that's why she's saying I'm within 24 hours of service agreement, exchange of goods, because she was intending on asking for a refund the entire time. And the lash artist says, no, I don't do refunds. I apologize for the inconvenience. My product is money. I can send you a deposit for your fill back to you. So sorry about that. Yeah, that's good enough, I think. Personally, we don't offer refunds. I mean, obviously, in the right situation, we would give a refund. We're not unreasonable, but yeah, at this point, it does sound like she wants a refund from the beginning, but she's trying to act like she wants her to fix them. Then she's making excuses for not being able to come back. So you as a lash artist have to provide some sort of solution to help fix the issue if it's your fault. So we will always ask people to come in and let us fix them for them, whatever it is, whether they're too long, too short, too thick, too light, whatever, falling out. We'll always ask them to come back, fix them. We'll fix them for free within 4-day period. If they don't want to come back or they ask for a refund straight away, sorry, no. We've already given you our time. We've already given you our product. You can't just change your mind either. So if you do want to come back, yeah, we'd love to see you come back. We'll fix them for you. If you're just going to be difficult and ask for a refund because you feel you're entitled to it, and she just sounds like a self-entitled person, no. You can come back in. We'll give you our time for free. You're not getting a refund. Sorry. What do you guys do? Do you guys offer refunds straight away for awful people? Do you fight them? What's your experience? Again, I'm going to talk about this in another podcast and see what other conversations I can find about people asking for refunds. But it's so common, and people will usually try and take advantage of you and say things like, you have to give me a refund. It's part of like policy ACCC here in Australia. It's part of ACCC policy in Australia. Well, no, because we've offered to fix it. You didn't want us to fix it. So no, we don't have to give you a refund actually. So always make sure you are educated on what your rights are as a business owner. Shauna says, I've never had this happen before and I feel like I may have been harsh, but I'm shook. She started the conversation by saying, it's an emergency. I need my lashes done tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday and it's my day off, but I figured I have some time I could probably accommodate her. She told me she couldn't get in with her lash lady or her backup lash lady. She sends me a picture. Client says, the lash tech gives her prices. It's $75 for a volume fill, and I do charge a one-time $15 fee to fill over another lash tech's work. So $90 for tomorrow. Don't know why she charges a fee. Just don't do it. Do you know what length and curl you have on? If not, no worries. I can just take a look when you get here. And the client says, you can't just do it for $75. My girl charges $65, $85 with a tip. Again, I don't care what anyone else is charging. They charge whatever they think they feel their worth is, what their time's worth, their product's worth, what their work is, what their experience is worth. You should never ask anyone to change their prices for you. Who are you? This is a luxury. You have to pay whatever they ask you to pay. They are eyelash extensions. You don't need eyelash extensions. You don't need to go and see this person. If you want to go and see this person, that's the price you expect to pay. Sorry. I don't know what happened with your lash girl and your backup lash lady, why they couldn't fit you in. Maybe you didn't book your appointment. Maybe something happened. But no, you're already inconveniencing us by doing someone else's work, which we refuse to do because everyone uses different lash mapping, different lashes, different glue. Like everyone works so different. You don't know if this person's going to come in with them all stuck together and they're not being isolated, and you have to go ahead and fix it. So this is why a lot of people just say no to infilling other lash techs work, which is exactly what we do, because we don't want to waste our time going back and forth when someone already has invalid expectations. Yeah, if you want to come in, pay our prices, we'll do it our way, but it's not going to be the same as what you normally get. So anyway, do you guys fill in other lash techs work? If so, do you charge a $15 fee? Do you charge any sort of fee, or do you just flat out like not accept anyone to infill? I would love to know your thoughts. With someone. And it starts off not very good, obviously, because the client has asked for a photo of the lash tech's lash certificate. The lash tech says, yes, I will gladly send it to assure you I am a certified lash technician who would never use anything on clients' lashes besides professional product. Have a good evening. So she's been professional. She sends her a copy of the certificate, even though she doesn't have to prove it. And the client says, you did such a bad job that kinda doesn't want to come back to you. Now my eyelashes are stuck together. And the lash artist says, I hope you find the right tech for you. Have a good night. I don't necessarily agree with that reply. She should have, asked her to send a photo to prove it, just so that she has an opportunity to fix it. Client says, no, lol, I want my money back or I'll be contacting the place you got your lash course at and putting you on blast for ruining my lashes. Please email my money back. Okay. The lash tech says you signed a waiver. What you have just stated is blackmail, which is illegal. I will no longer be responding to messages. Have a good night. The lash client says, okay, go to the police then. What's done is done. It's not blackmail. I want my money back, and you could be possibly ruining other people's lashes, and I don't want anyone else getting fucked over by you. Wow, she's super aggressive. A lawyer who defends her if anyone does this sort of thing. But again, it's another refund situation. She hasn't proved that she's done a bad job. She's not offered to come back to have them fixed. What would you guys do in this instance? Because this has happened to me and it has been recent. As I said, we will do a podcast on it. But basically, the client she literally got in her car and drove off and called and said, I don't like my lashes. They're not as full as usual. I'll explain it in a podcast. Anyway, apparently her boyfriend's a lawyer. The lawyer emailed me, the boyfriend lawyer emailed me that night, like threatening me, saying like, we've done a bad job, and they're going to sue like against my business if we don't offer a refund. And I was like, excuse me? You're going to sue me over $100 and something because you changed your mind. We asked you before you left if you were happy with them, some lashes on. Honestly, I feel like there's something mental, like there's some mental health issues going on with that client, because she was just screaming down the phone at us, even when we were already offered to fix them for free. Like, come back, we'll fix them right now. You're not happy, like, or come back anytime, we'll fix them for you. Anyways, it was this whole thing. Then she was like, now they're falling out. Now my brows weren't done properly. I want a refund. And I was like, no, sorry, we've done the job. You said you were okay when you, like, before you left, you were happy with them. Now you're saying you're not happy with them. We want you to be happy. So come back, let's fix them. Went absolutely psycho, literally screaming at me on the phone. Got her boyfriend to email me at like 10 o'clock at night, saying they're going to sue me if they don't refund her. So we ended up getting our own lawyer to write an email and say that they're basically ridiculous. And she was like trying to write reviews on our Facebook, comments on our Facebook page, tagging us in reels on her Instagram, saying how terrible our work was. And our lawyer actually wrote in that letter, which was way more professional than anything that the other guy wrote, saying that if they continue, we'll sue them for defamation. So she had to delete it all. And I just think, like, there are so many bullies out there. You guys really have to make sure that you educate your clients on like what your guarantees are. If they're not happy with them, stick to your guns. Don't offer refunds unless you are at fault. Even then, they've already paid you for your time and money. So it depends what you are at fault for. But it can get a little scary and it can make you just want to not even lash anymore. But there are some just terrible people out there who think that they're entitled to money back, refunds. So they're not. And I don't, it depends on what country you're in, like what state you're in, what the consumer laws are in your area. But yeah, anyone who's bullying you into a refund when it's unjustified, it's just like not going to happen. So feel free to block them and ignore them. That's my advice. But yeah, anyway, I think that's enough for one podcast this week because it's just going to, I have so many lash conversations here that I'm sure you guys have experienced before, and I could just keep reading and reading and reading all day long. But we're going to stop it there. As I said, message me, DM me on Instagram, April Chavez Business Coach, or our salon, iEnvyCo, and let me know your thoughts on the podcast. Let me know if you've ever had this experience, if we can help you in any way. We would love to offer our knowledge and our experience for you to help you in your own lash career or your own lash business. I hope you were entertained by some of these if you've never experienced them. Sorry if you have and it's not been a good outcome for you. Like, I really feel for you. The customer service industry can be brutal sometimes, and especially when you're working for yourself, you just never know how to handle certain situations when you don't have a support of the team or support of your boss to kind of help you, guide you through those conversations. So if you need absolutely any advice, have any questions, please DM me. I would love to hear from you. And I think the next one, we're going to do a podcast on retention and guarantees. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that lawyer situation. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss out. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend ahead. We are off as part of Baddie Cosmetics Co., which is our client aftercare products. We are off to our beauty expo in Sydney here in Australia next week. So it's going to be absolutely massive. If you've ever thought about stocking your own retail products for clients to be able to use from home, we do like lash Botox, we do brow soap, lash serums that are safe for extensions. We do skincare that's safe for eyelash extension, whereas there's so many things. So make sure you follow us, sign up to become a stockist, you get 40% off. But follow us on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, and then you can actually see how the products are used and what you can benefit and how much more money you can make from just stocking our products and selling them to your clients. They're things that clients actually need because we've spent 6 years in the industry being frustrated with them not having options. So we decided to create some of our own. Moving on. So you guys have an amazing weekend. We will update you after Expo and we'll see you in the next podcast. All right. Take care. Bye.